Hi everyone, we're back. We just had to change location. We lost internet connection. So just to recap, I'm talking to my mother-in-law, Pam Jensen, who had a brain aneurysm a few years ago, and we're just talking about her journey so we can learn from her experience, because she really is someone that embodies that real positive attitude and just doesn't give up and has a lot of perseverance. So it's something that we can all learn from. And again, if you can maybe just recap about your journey.
Right.
After it.
Okay. Well, with the brain aneurysm came a hemorrhagic stroke, which caused my whole left side to be completely paralyzed. So, and my left arm is still not ready to participate yet, but I'm working on it, and it's still positive.
Yeah, and if anyone out there that knows Mom, you know that she's this really active woman. I mean, they live right on the lake, paddleboarding all the time. I think you were a gymnast when you were young.
Yes.
So it's a big shift in life, right? And how you operate. Yeah.
My dream is to be able to run again. And I have hope I am going to be running again.
Yeah. And you know, we were just talking about when something like that happens, it gives you real insight into life about like what's working and what's not, and also forces you to kind of redefine who you are, because your roles then start to change, right? Within a family, within relationship, to yourself and your partner. So maybe if you can talk a bit about
I think that. I always felt like I was in control.
Yeah. Which we all want to be, right? We always want to be in control of what we're doing and what's happening to us.
Now I'm not in control. I have to let others be in control, which was an interesting transition for sure.
Yeah. And how do you deal with that transition? Because as positive as you are, right, we do talk about sometimes there's certain frustrations that can come up with simple things, right? We were just talking about kitchen gadgets earlier and being able to cook for yourself.
Yeah, kitchen gadgets.
Yeah.
One-handed equipment is really beneficial for me.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, you always find a way. That's like the thing that I've always noticed. When there's a problem, there's always a solution.
Well, that's the creative side. I love being creative, and that's really energized my creative juices, I think. To figure out how I can do this.
Yeah, and then looking at it physiologically, because it was your left side that was affected, that's the right brain. And we've done a lot of talking in the previous weeks about, for women, we really need to be creative in order to feel centered and grounded, but a lot of the time we spend time mostly in our left brain, which is very analytical, so we're always doing stuff, right? So for you, this almost forced you to go back to that creative side, because it was already there. Yeah, so how do you find that that's changed your perception on the doing? Because that's, you know, the Jensen doing, which Nick and I always talk about. We could do 10 activities in a day and it gets done, but that's changed now.
Well, to do those 10 activities, but do them and enjoy them more, because you're taking a breath and pausing to appreciate what you're doing and how far you're getting. Like in my journey, it's been 3 years. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was. So that I've come a long way, really I have. Yeah,
and she really has. She even amazed her team of doctors that were working on you, because they had kind of said, well, this is it. I don't think you're going to go any further, but doing push-ups, you know, you got a recumbent, is that what it's called?
Yeah, recumbent bike.
To get her more active and more independence to go out there. Because again, if we work on that mindset that we always talk about, and looking at the good in everything. Those of you that know me know I love Tony Robbins, and there was a little clip that a friend of mine sent me, and he was talking about the heart and mind connection, and just about gratitude. Because when a problem arises, we get so engrossed in it, and about how we can't move past it, and what it's doing to us, how life is throwing these things at us. And then we forget about what we have and what we can be grateful for.
Yes, and if we could take a pause and realize this is an opportunity. These little bumps along the road are really actually opportunities, if we can sit back and take a deep breath and look at them and analyze them a little bit deeper. And realize that this is an opportunity for change, or to be better than I was.
And this, I feel like you've really taught Nick, which is a really good balance for him and I, because I feel like I'm more of the negative mind who is very protective of what comes into our life, and he's very expansive. And so that for me is a great mirror, because then I know how I perceive life and I react to it. That's exactly how the kids are going to. So if you can maybe give some advice to new moms, or younger women that are starting off in their life and their relationships, on how they can embody that themselves so that their kids can also, if there's anything that you could share.
Well, gee, my faith in being a Christian has really propelled me, and I've really relied on that a lot. And my church family has really supported me. Friends have supported me.
So that community.
Community. It's been they say it takes a community to raise a child. Well, it takes a community to help a person out of a dark area.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. And looking at your health, you've always been interested in what Nick and I are doing with naturopathic medicine, and ever since I've met you, I've seen you very active. And the eating we've always worked on, right? So knowing what you know now, and looking at the signs that your body was giving you before the aneurysm, what would you tell people about that?
Yeah, to listen to your body, and if your blood pressure isn't, if you feel a little bit uncomfortable, it just doesn't take time at all, really, to just go have your blood pressure taken.
Yeah.
Just to go to the doctor, go to your naturopath, just get a second opinion other than your own opinion.
Yeah. And you are always busy, right? Like you guys run a family business, which is a big business. So there wasn't a lot of time for that self-care.
No, that's for sure. There's so many things to do.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah. So then, is that something you would also encourage women, and not just women, men too, to really just slow down?
To slow down, have some time out.
Yeah.
Give yourself a time out, for sure.
So, where do you see yourself now in a few years with your physical health?
Oh, running, for sure. Paddleboarding, downhill skiing,
Yeah.
beating all the grandkids down the hill.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I can hardly wait. And that has, I think, kept me going too, because of what I was so active, and I have such good, strong memories of that I know I can do it again, and I will.
Yeah.
Because I got so much enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and our body, it remembers, right? Our muscles store that energy, so it's just about reteaching. And it's like
dream about it.
Yes, exactly. Visualize it. And what I've noticed with you too, you're just always researching. Like, what's the next thing that I can do to work on my brain, the brain plasticity, and to create this new you? Because like you said, it's an opportunity. And that's what we encourage a lot of our patients too. It's like you get a diagnosis or something happens, it's an opportunity to learn more about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we leave then, is there anything that you want to kind of summarize or encourage other people to do? What's the big picture?
I've been through it. There's lots of dark times, dark days. There's lots of those. Talk to God. He is always there. He's always with you. And talk to friends and choose life, because life is so valuable and it is so short.
Yeah. Yeah.
And appreciate the wonderful world that we have, and and the people in it, and the family, the little ones, the big ones.
The annoying ones that don't go to sleep on time. Yeah. Dr. Nally and I were just talking the other day about, because death is it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. We all leave at some point, but it's our choice to actually live, right? So what we do and what we leave behind is probably the most important thing, instead of focusing on the fear and focusing on what we don't have, but to, like you said, really appreciate and be in gratitude of what we do have, like our families and friends, and really cherishing those moments, because it's so easy to get caught up in our minds about our to-do lists, what's next, what I don't have and what I want, but to just refocus that, and because where you are today is where you are supposed to be. Yeah.
Yes, life does not just, things don't really happen by chance. God has a plan for your life, all our lives, and every day is a new day.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you have it. The positivity, the perseverance, the faith, and the support. Again, going back to that community of, family and friends, and really relying on that community support and asking for help. I think that's one of the key things.
It's difficult to ask for help.
Yeah. Well, especially when you're used to doing it all, right? Yeah. Yeah. As a mom, you're running a business. You've got the kids.
Don't like to appear helpless.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm strong. I've always been strong, and I always want to continue to be strong.
Yeah. So asking for help is really challenging. So how has that shifted for you?
I still try to be. I'm stubborn. I try not to ask for help. I try to do it myself. Except I can't tie my shoelaces yet. Yeah. That's the key.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm working on it.
Yeah, exactly. And that stubbornness, I think, has also gotten you through to where you are today, too. So there's a polarity, right? There's a positive and there's the other side to those characteristics. Like, yes, there could be more asking for help, but then that's also what's driven you to where you are today. But
I'm not afraid to go across the street and ask the lady if she could help me tie my shoelaces. I know other people love to be asked to help because it gives them an opportunity, and they feel good because they've helped.
Yeah.
So if you kind of think of, so if I think of it that way, then I can ask for help.
Yeah, and going back to Tony Robbins, like I always do, and in that same talk, he was talking about, well, why are we here? Like, what makes us feel really fulfilled? And that's to give. And you are somebody that's always had a giving hand, but it can be hard when you have such a giving hand to start receiving. So it's a real conscious practice to be okay with that.
I love to help others.
Yeah, and that's what we love about you. So we really hope you gained some insight after this talk from Mom and her journey, because there's always a solution. Even when we're feeling really dark and low and stuck, there's always a better way. So some simple things that you can do is just practicing gratitude, right? Just, placing your hands on your heart, breathing, connecting that mind and that heart, and writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Or just imagining those moments where you were in pure bliss, whether it was a coincidence that landed you a certain job or a relationship, or whether it was an opportunity that you received. Just being in that grateful place, so that answers are always within us, right? We always know what the answers are to our problems, but it can feel challenging when we're in it. So ask for support, because there are people around you that want to help.
And smile.
Smile.
It triggers other people to smile. It's contagious. Yes,
exactly. And a baby's laughter. Watch a video of a baby laughing. Right? Yeah. So we'll see you guys next time. If you have any questions, even if you want to ask Pam some questions, please write them in the comments and share so we can start learning from each other's experiences. Okay, thank you.
And thank you.